Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new game news roundup. Well, today we are, unlike recent months, we're actually technically not talking about a price increase. However, kind of feels like, as you would say, shrinkflation has made its way to the console market with a new report from very reliable leaker, Billbil-Kun. When I say reliable, I mean extremely reliable for several years. Pretty much accurate with everything, is reporting that Sony is going to decrease the size of the SSD and specifically the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition in Europe based on the information he's been able to find so far. No words on this coming to other places outside Europe or coming to the main PlayStation 5 with a disk drive. So currently the PS5 Digital Edition comes with a 1 terabyte SSD, but the leaker is claiming a new version will be coming with an 825 gigabyte SSD, which will be going on sale on September 13th, and specifically across Europe. And the biggest thing is the price is going to remain the same. It's not going to go up, which would be, I guess, that would be a pain in the butt if it went up considering it's a smaller SSD, but it's not coming down either. The price will remain the same at 499 euros for the PS5 Digital Edition, despite it coming with 175 less gigabyte SSD, though if I recall correctly, the PS5 launched with an 825 gigabyte SSD back in 2020, and then with the slim models, it was increased to 1 terabyte. But yeah, and Billbil-Kun added the standard PS5 with a disk drive will still come with a 1 terabyte SSD, at least for now. This is on his findings on some back-end content and places he's able to get access to. He does speculate the reason for the decreased storage is to avoid another price increase in Europe. Because if you don't remember, the PS5 Digital Edition was originally priced at 399 euros when it launched in 2020. Then it was increased to 449 euros, and then it went up in April of this year to 499 euros. That is a 100 euro increase over the course of 4.5 years, which seems backwards. If you remember previous generations, I mean, going all the way back from the early days of gaming all the way to even last generation with the PS4, price usually comes down. It doesn't go up. Usually comes down. The PS4, here I am in the US, I believe it launched at, $400 and eventually went down to $300. You know, prices come down over time, but no. It has gone up. And I remember even way back when I was a kid, GameCube was, like, $50 by the time it was discontinued. PS2 is down to under $100. Same with other consoles. Back in the day, obviously times have changed quite drastically since when I was a kid with gaming. Not that I had any money; it's whatever I was able to get with parents buying me stuff. But yeah, prices have increased, especially in the U.S. If you have missed it, the PS5 price officially went up within the last couple weeks in the U.S. according to Sony. This is due to a challenging economic environment. The price of all three models of PS5 in the US increased by $50. So from $500 to $550 for the standard edition. The digital edition went up from $450 to $500, and the Pro went up from $700 to $750 in the US. And of course, since we're talking specifically Europe here for the main part of this video, if you missed it, the PS5 price did increase in April of this year, April 14th, in Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. Mainly the digital edition, at least in Europe. If you look here, the new prices for the digital edition went up by 50 euros in April, and went up by 40 pounds in the UK, while the PS5 with a disc drive price remained the same as before. And in Australia and New Zealand, the price for the digital edition, as well as the disc drive, increased in Europe. And then also to note, as I'm sure you've all seen, Microsoft increased the price of the Xbox on May 1st of this year with a big increase in the US of like $80, $100 across the board for Series S and Series X, with smaller price increases in Europe and other parts of the world. And also recently, Nintendo increased the price of the Switch 1 in Canada and the U.S. specifically. I always say, due to market conditions. I think we all know the reasons. Mainly the price increases being higher in the U.S. for the most part, is generally due to the tariffs that the U.S. is currently facing. And the reason why prices increase as much in Canada, It's because otherwise a lot of Americans might just go to Canada to buy their Switch, their PS5, their Xbox Series consoles, and then just come back across the border. At least if you live near the border. I'm in New York, and well, okay, I'm not that close to the border, but I've driven to Canada before. But yeah, the Switch One increased. The Switch Lite went up by $30, the original Switch by $40, and the OLED by $50. So now there's only a $50 price difference between the Switch OLED and the Switch 2. See, at this moment, at least here in the US, the only console that has not seen a price increase is the Switch 2. Mind you, that came out 3 months ago? Just under 3 months ago? So, unsurprisingly, we haven't seen that price go up. And, of course, Nintendo has warned that it's possible the price might go up in the future. I'm going to guess the reason the Switch 1 price going up, as well as some accessories for the Switch, is to avoid a price increase on the Switch 2 for as long as they possibly can. Maybe they're going to try to at least get through the holiday. They don't want to hurt sales too much. You know, it's a new console. They want to get market share out there, sell as many consoles as they can so they can sell as many games as they can for the Switch 2 and have as many people subscribe to Switch Online, etc., etc. But yeah, main thing here, PS5 Digital Edition is reported getting a smaller SSD from 1 terabyte to 825 gigabyte, which will go on sale on September 13th in Europe. And we have seen, I did notice reported in Germany, some retailers, the price of the Digital Edition actually did go on sale today. So maybe that's retailers have now been told about the new model incoming, potentially. But yeah, I mean, either way, you can say treat this as a rumor, but Billbil-Kun is a very reliable leaker, has been accurate for years and years about stuff he has leaked ahead of official announcements. So yeah, keep an eye out for a potentially, same price PS5. Again, this is currently just the digital edition. Is going to see the smaller SSD. No reports yet of a disk drive getting a smaller SSD, and this has only been spotted in Europe so far. Its potential is going to come to other parts of the world, U.S., Japan, Asia, etc., etc., etc. But anyways, if you enjoyed this little video going over this news, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you all next time for some more gaming news, gaming sales, and gaming industry information. I'll see you all around next time.